It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon, get the sensation. York peppermint patty.
Oh, jeez.
Happy Monday
and it
to
begins. You know, the last time I saw a York peppermint patty was when people actually were in the same room together.
Well, last I checked this morning, I had a little bit of a hot flash. I needed my fans on, so now
No,
they are
you
on.
had a big flash.
I have the cooling sensation. I feel a whole lot better. Thank you. Welcome to 53. I'm so sorry you're all going through this with me, but
Let's
you know
talk
what?
about the
Someone on the
elephant in
other
the room.
side is feeling this with me at the same time, I must say.
I got to tell you, I never knew.
Did you do that? That wasn't so nice.
I didn't know that your hot flashes are going to affect me.
Really?
Yes.
That's why you're not married anymore.
I could tell you why. If that was the reason why, I would tell you absolutely not. But
Happy
anyway,
Monday.
I want to thank all of you for sharing out the show, helping us out. If you're watching today, share it out. I know you got to have at least one friend. Just share it out. But as Freddie is in Facebook jail today.
How was your out? It was a busy morning, unexpectedly spectacular busy morning, but a great morning.
Why was it unexpectedly?
Well,
First of all, you set it up. You spoke to Kendra and everything else. You set this whole thing up. It wasn't
yes
unexpected.
and no, but
Yeah, just yes.
not a lot. But we also had BYOB with Bridget Hom, and we had her guest. 70,000 business partners he has connected since April.
What does he do?
Financials.
But what does he do? That he's 70,000.
Epic Financial Connections.
He networked 70,000 people? Really?
Unbelievable,
you
right?
You know, it's funny. I saw something. A company wrote to me saying, make your network, or work your network, or something like that. I guess that's what he does.
Pretty interesting.
That's phenomenal, and he's
BYOB,
doing very well. I
Build
heard.
your own brand. He said since April, 70,000 new connections, because what this has done has been this great equal playing field. I was talking to, we have Arlene Hurst with us, and KE, Kendra Erica, in the house, about this has become the great leveling field that in March, we didn't do what we do. We had the ability, but we didn't do it. We didn't need to do it. So we leveled up, we did it, and now we can talk to anybody worldwide. And all of our guests, except these two lovely ladies that were here, are virtual today from all over the place.
You make me laugh.
Why?
Because I've been doing this for 12 years.
Well,
All of a sudden, Pandora's box is open. I guess it must be because Kendra's on this side.
you know why, though? Because now it's normal. This is what everybody does.
This is normal.
This is
I'd
our
rather
normal.
be abnormal,
Yeah, yeah.
abnormal, than to be this normal. I can tell you that.
This is our normal. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. We've got Fuego going on as we do this. And then later, we've got some more shows. We've got The Reinvented Life with Pamela Chanel David coming to you from Sacramento. And we have Keisha Greaves. I don't know where Keisha is, but she's not in Florida, so she'll be launching her show as well.
Oh, I know there's the California Dreaming Studios in California.
And we recorded Kendra Erica's first podcast. I guess it's the first official podcast record. On Saturday, we did the intro. And today, just use your mic. And today we did your record. Just make sure your green light is on.
I got the green light.
You got the green light. So welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we had the first episode today, and Arlene Hurst, a staple in the local, global, national TV scope of things, was my first guest. So we had a wonderful conversation, and she really showed her true beauty today, which was amazing.
Your stories, Arlene, are spectacular. I mean, the Liberace story was just amazing. The celebrities you've interviewed. Just grab your mic. Just right there on the table. Let's make sure we got the green light on.
Oh,
There, you get your own mic.
Oh, wow.
We're
Well,
throwing you right back into it.
yeah, well, thank you. You know, actually, it's the first time I've been here. You guys have got a great setup.
Thank you.
I think, you know, and it's so great to have this right here in Boca Raton.
And that coming from you, it means a lot. I mean, this is an icon in the business. And, you know, there's a lot of firsts today. Kendra interviewing. And I know that it seems so, she makes everything seem natural, but this is a first. I've never seen you on the other side of the mic. I've seen you singing, I've seen you be a guest. Today you're interviewing, that's a first. And also the platform allows her to go one of many venues. She could do podcasting, she could do video casting, she could do lots of things with this. You can also promote yourself in between these pieces of your, there's a lot of things you can do with the footage that you captured today. So now ingenuity takes over, which is kind of cool. But thank you for coming to the studio. I didn't even know you were coming because I never know nothing. Nobody tells me nothing around here. And this one says, oh, a surprise.
Freddie's on a need-to-know basis.
Oh, that's not even your surprise. Your surprise is coming in about 20
Freddie's
minutes.
always on a need-to-know basis.
I know. And, you know, so I think I'm losing my mind. She goes, well, I told you Kendra was coming. I'm like, okay. I can't even argue anymore because I'm losing my mind.
We didn't know who Kendra's guest was, but we have met Arlene many times at the Brain Bowl and at various charity functions around our community. So we are honored to have you join us in our studio.
Well, I am so happy to be here, but I have to say it was really a little scary when I walked in and you greeted me and you had no idea who I was or why I was here. So
you said that you were going to do Kendra's show. And I said, I thought that was Saturday, but hey, welcome. If not, we call Kendra down here, we do a show right now. This is set up to go and go and go. So that if somebody walks through that door right now and I have to put them in another studio to do a show, we do it. There are multiple layers of what we do in here. So it didn't surprise me that nobody told me. I'm going to need to not know.
Well, I have to tell you, but for me, now that I do know that you're here, as I said, it's great to have this right here locally, to be able to go actually to all the different places that you can go to. I have to tell you, I had a wonderful time with Kendra. First of all, you know, I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of nationally known personality, and it was so great to share it with Kendra. She asked me questions that I had no idea what was coming, but yet we both went with the flow, and I thought it was really a good show. And first of all, I'm honored to be Kendra's first guest.
I made sure that you would be.
I wanted to ask you though, Kendra, what made you pick Arlene to be your first guest?
Well, quite honestly, I'm one to always strive for excellence, and I feel that Arlene just embodied that. You know, she's a wonderful human being. I've known her socially. She's seen me grow up essentially, and I just wanted to raise the bar of you know, my show guests.
What is your show going to be about? Because it's really a podcast, but you know, in Freddie's world, we can never simply do a podcast. We have to add a few more layers to it.
Which I absolutely love because I'm a woman of many layers.
Yes, you are.
But the whole show will just essentially be me bringing on interesting individuals and having nostalgic, in the moment, memorable conversations that people can really walk away from being like, wow, that's excellent. That's prime. So
we have to ask you, did you see the VMAs last night?
I did not. I did not.
Really?
No.
You have to.
I didn't even know they were going to be on anymore because of the whole.
Do you live in Boca?
I do, yeah.
Okay, it was on a real weird channel last night. That's probably why, and I don't know why
Yeah, it
they
was called
went.
MTV. That strange channel.
Well, I don't know if it played. I didn't watch it on MTV.
I didn't even know that they were still going to take place because of what's going on.
It was unbelievable. Arlene, did you happen to see it? I would never have if my daughter hadn't been over, because some of the music isn't so right up my alley. But Lady Gaga's costumes, or her costumes anyway, but it was all done virtually. It was in what, 8 to 12 locations?
They did New York City, and they did 5 boroughs. And then they added other segments to the borough. Every borough was represented. I thought it was all green screen or something or 4K. No, this stuff was live, and they actually pulled it.
And
off.
she did it in New York?
They did it all in New York and New Jersey. It was New York, the 5 boroughs of New York. It was in New Jersey as well, and I think a little bit of Connecticut. But the way they went back and forth, like they did something in Jersey in a movie, in a drive-in. And they made the cars that were really there watching the show, the Latino part I watched. It was all lit up underneath. It was spectacular. In a creative point of what we do, I was amazed. I mean, the music, you know, the song of the year was Gaga and the lady from here. What's her name?
Ariana Grande.
Grande.
I'm
and,
sorry I missed that show. You know, I'm hoping that they'll be able to replay it
Oh,
and we
it's
can
all over.
see it.
It's all over YouTube.
So
It's
that's
everywhere.
good. But I just want to add something about Kendra's show because this is her first time and people who are going to see her and hear her, but they should also know, if they don't already, what an incredible, fabulous performer Kendra is.
Yes.
The passion she has for what she does. And now, my hat's off to her, starting something entirely new, doing a podcast, a TV, an interview show.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to see on her show, for people to know, at some point I'd like Kendra to sing on her show so people can see this amazing
It's like,
talent.
here you go, here's my song.
But, you
Whip
know,
it out.
I think we're going to edit, because Kendra just dropped a new song. Was it Friday or Saturday? You just dropped a new release.
Friday, it's called So Fly, and it's a global summer vibrant smash, I feel. And I'm only allowed one prideful moment a day, but when it comes for time for promotion, I like to multiply that. But yeah, So Fly released on Friday, and everyone should just vibe on it.
Can we play it?
Absolutely.
Teddy and Val, if we can cue that up, it's amazing. The video comes out in a couple weeks, right? Her So Fly? Yes. Can we play it at all?
And the video drops on September 18th. So you'll see when I filmed the video in Vegas and at a studio, and also at this incredible mansion owned by a very successful Chinese entrepreneur. She also has like her own show. She's basically known as the Katie Couric of China. So, and it was shot in her mansion, in her estate. And when you see the video, you'll question whether you're on shrooms or not, because the colors are just flying in your face at all angles.
It's amazing. Every show that we do, we close the show with Kendra's music. We've known Kendra a little while, a lot of history. And we were at BZT and iHeart. And I know, I said to Kendra, you're going to hit the big time. And I was surprised at MTV that you weren't on that award yet.
I was waiting to see you pop up there.
It's going to happen because she's been in Boca, she's been at Charles, she's been in a whole different places that we've seen her, we follow her. And this is just adding another a layer of maturity of what she's doing. But the interviewing part, never seen that side of you. It's a whole different layer. I've seen some of the things that you're right. I've seen, you know, she's been interviewed, she sang, we've heard her sing many, many times. But it's the interview aspect. I can remember, I knew you when you were 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah, and you've come a long way, as they say, with more road ahead of you.
That's
But
almost 10 years.
Yeah?
Because I'm 27 now. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. and I love to watch your career mushrooming going in that direction. And if it wasn't for the pandemic and the virus, which sort of stopped everything and slowed it down, I had selected this year to be her breaking out year. So it'll be 21. Okay, it'll be on 21 when she pops out. But it's an amazing accomplishment because you got to look at. I remember her first song, and the first time that we met her, and I look
What
at
song was that?
Oh my God!
We were talking about it was before me. You
Yes.
were with Les, and she
Yes.
says, "I remember that was before I tripped over your foot on Saturday when we were here."
Yes, and you almost gave my dad business.
Do you know that she's a paralegal?
I didn't know that.
I work in the family biz for my dad. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Amazing, right?
Wow, and again another first. So you get to sort of grow up with people and learn about what they are, how they come, and and then one day you're gonna say, "You see that lady up there on that stage with the Grammys and what have you?" I remember when, and which is gonna happen.
Yeah, I actually, the first time I saw Kendra was performing in person, which we don't do a lot now, at our local restaurants. And the poise she had, the sexiness she had, she's so honest. She's telling you her age. Oh my God, how many women will do that? But her videos and the photography shoots that she does, I mean, she said she's 27 years old. My God, what she does is so incredible that I would think she was doing it forever. So, Kendra, Erica, I am a big fan.
As am I with you.
Amazing. I think Teddy had your song queued out. Teddy, let's play the song. Let's take us out to commercial break. We've got some guests coming in on our platform in a little bit. So you want to set this up for us a little bit?
Yeah, this is So Fly. It dropped last Friday, and just vibe on it.
Can people get it?
You can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube.
All right, let's check it out. Kendra, Erica, So Fly, and we'll be right back.
Tonight I'm gonna act like I don't have you on my mind, and see if I forget you. Gonna have me some fun. I'm not the kind to be worried, cause worry is only a waste of my time. I'm taking numbers, my heart has been murdered, but that shit ain't stopping my grind. What goes up must come down. Don't mind if we end up going downtown. Sooner than later, I'ma get you.
WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock nonstop to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it's never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP Media Productions at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming, as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages, or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
So one of the days pay, as they say. Just when I was getting into that song,
Kendra's song, it's an
cut it.
amazing song.
you cut it.
Wait till we see the video.
You cut it.
Well, I didn't want to cut it. We cut it because until
I was
Kendra
just
gives us
getting-
the rights to play it, that's what
I
happens.
was just getting into it.
She
That's why I
has a
tell
new
you
release
don't
of
play it
Avalanche
because
too.
what?
She has a new release of Avalanche also. You know that we play with our credits?
We have a new release?
Kendra has a new release.
Really? Oh, I need that. Really? I like it. I heard you're gonna be singing live soon. Aruma.
You have your first
Aruma?
back-in-person gig, you told me. Aruma.
Aruma.
Aruma. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know this one? Because he's not from New York.
Aruma.
Aruma.
I thought you were saying Aruba, and I was like, let's go.
You going to Aruba? Could be Aruba. What did I say? I said Aruba.
A rumor.
Aruma? It has to be Aruma?
You
It can't be
heard.
Ruma?
You're going back out. You're going to have another gig
I'm
coming
going
up.
back on the field. I'll be at Harbor's Edge on the 10th, and then I'll be at the London Lounge on the 19th.
Okay, let's start with the Harbor's Edge.
Yes, I'll be doing outside performances.
Where is that at?
It's in Delray.
Delray, Harbor's Edge. You know what that is?
I do not. But we're
Well,
gonna
you're
look it
supposed to
up.
know everything.
We're going to look it up and find out. And you're going to be there with another friend at keyboard?
With Gary Lane. He is the pianist and performer at Prime in Delray.
And if you didn't know, she does play the piano, and she's sitting
Time
there,
out.
and the piano is there.
Take it easy. Yes, we're going to put it on there. Talk to me about Prime. Do you ever sing there?
Prime in Delray, I used to sing there, yes.
Well, I know the owner. We go there a lot, even now. So we got to get you up there because I know they got a piano up there, don't they? On the second
They
floor?
do. Prime is only one floor. Prime is also Il Baccio. Prime Il Baccio.
On the water?
No, it's not underwater. It's above ground.
Man, I know another Prime. Not underwater.
Oh, I
the
thought
water.
you said underwater.
I love the way she messes with your mind. It's a beautiful thing.
She can sing underwater.
I mean, I technically could because I'm Ariel, but, you know,
She's fine.
Ariel.
Right.
Huh?
the Little Mermaid.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He's going
For
to see
sure.
who's that. 'Cause you don't have any granddaughters
I
yet, pop
technically
up.
could.
Before I started, I didn't have this
I just need a Jamaican crab to sing with me.
We can get
Jamaican crab. That would be slick.
He's from Haiti, but you're close. Speaking of which, I think we've got Daniela Gruenthal on the line. They're going to let us know. Her mic was not connected, but as soon as we get Daniela on, let's put her over, and we have another surprise guest. So when she's on, is the other guest on? All right, when they come on, just pop them over and we'll say hello.
So let me get this right. You play the piano?
I dabble. My main instrument is my voice.
How the hell do you dabble in the piano? You play it, it plays.
I haven't played in a while,
Really?
quite honestly. Yeah,
With
because
your long fingers, I'm sure you play very well.
yeah, I just have to remove the claws first, and then
Oh.
and then I can go back on.
I want you to
On
teach
the
me
black
how to
and
play the
whites.
piano.
What?
I want you to teach me how to play the piano.
Okay, when I get myself back up and running, I will. I'll
get
teach you a few things.
See, I tell you, it's not nice to fool Father Nature.
Well, you weren't here on Saturday, so you missed the whole conversation.
She never told me she was going to teach me how to play the piano Saturday, so don't even go there. Nice try.
You just never know what's going to happen, is all I can tell you.
With this one, you never know.
But I want to ask Arlene, how do you like being back in the studio and being on the other side of the interview?
Well, you know, quite frankly, it was wonderful being here. It was wonderful being on the other side. I didn't have to do any homework. You know, that's the thing about being the producer and the host of a show. I have to do a lot of homework, especially when I interview so many famous people. But this was really fun. And as a matter of fact, it's inspired me to say, hey, maybe I'd like to do this again.
I think you
Absolutely.
should do it again.
I
think
had a
it'd be nice.
feeling. I had a feeling.
I think it misses you, and you got to be on there again, and you're going to bring a whole different aspect to this stuff. It's funny you say these things because every day we're looking to add more and more shows to get things going. to get us back on our feet. Since March, believe it or not, we have expanded. We've gotten more studio time. Now, this whole thing was created with Kendra in mind. There were going to be people out here. We have a bubble company. We're going to go outside as well to do charities, to do concerts, to do everything else, to go virtual. We were going to bring her with us to Meisner Park. We had a deal in Meisner. I'm going to go back in January. And Kendra's going to be out there doing her thing in between sets or be one of the bands or whatever. We had this grand plan that came 2 days before my birthday, March 17th. It came shutting down. We had to shut it all down. But everything that you see here is part plan B. It was people like Kendra who came along that we had the stage built and everything else that goes with it. We have another studio just to bring people into this production. It's to show that there is another way of doing things. Now, you a throwback to television. You're a throwback to going into places and things of that nature. That's great. And we're going to add on to that. But this is why we're so happy about having Kendra and some of the other singers also to come out. Because now we have a pay-per-view platform. I can put music and it cannot be interrupted by social media guidelines. It's to raise money and awareness. It's to do just what MTV did yesterday. And that's what we're looking to do now, is to get into a whole different kettle of fish.
We've got Daniela, I think, as well. They popped her in, popped her out. It's kind of funny to watch people pop in and pop out.
Daniela, that's because she's in the trio with us, see that?
Daniela Gruenthal. She popped back out, so they'll bring her over.
She's underneath the water.
And there she is.
How
Hey
are
guys,
you?
How
what
are
are
you?
you doing?
It's been a
So
long
good to see you
time.
again. I know, it's been forever, it seems like.
It's been
right?
over a year.
I can't believe it. Time has just flown by way too fast. Oh my goodness.
you
How have
are
you
one-
been?
You are one busy lady.
Yes.
I've been
Very
after you for
busy.
almost 2 months.
I know. And you know what? And this is hurricane season now, so it's just even busier. So thank you for having me on today.
Tell us what's happening with everything that you're building and creating.
So we have a couple domes we'll be building in Haiti, in South Haiti, in the community of Bassin Bleu. This is actually in response to the earthquake still, the rebuilding from 10 years ago. The 2010 earthquake actually had the 10th anniversary was this past January. So going into closing off this year by building those domes for the survivors of that earthquake from 10 years ago is going to be really special. So we're excited about that. And we have opportunities in the works for building affordable housing even here in our own backyard. So using domes to build it is going to be really a problem solver when it comes to natural disasters, just as we experienced reading about Hurricane Laura and the people affected over the weekend in Louisiana. So we're excited about everything we have ahead.
How fast can you get this up and running? How fast can you get homes going?
So these dome homes are very quick. There's two types actually. There's an eco shell and there's a monolithic version. So the eco shell is what we will be using in Haiti, and it's not insulated. These homes go up in 5 days, and it's very simple. They're cost effective. They are the most disaster resistant structure that can be built. So with a team of volunteers that comes over to build with no prior experience necessary, we train them and also the recipients of the dome home to build, and we're able to leave the airform, which inflate the home and spray on the outside of it. We are able to leave the airform there in country and train the locals so that they can rebuild when we're not there. So
5 days you can put up a home.
Exactly, in 5 days.
And what's the cost?
Very easy. So the cost varies depending on the size. What we're doing is a 15-foot dome. It's a small size for a small family. And that starting is $20,000, and then it's about 80% of the cost after that, with using only local materials to build from there. So extremely durable. The cost is outweighed in the long run because of energy savings and also less expensive material purchased locally. And yeah, they can definitely be the solution for many people who have lost their homes.
And are you able to go
So
into
we're-
Louisiana and help them as well?
We're working on it. We're working on trying to find someone who will want to be rebuild with these insurance as well. They'd be public adjusters and work on the commercial side of it as well.
It's
So
amazing.
for now, we have a nonprofit. Yeah.
When we met you, this was just the beginning, right? You had come up with this idea and you were just getting
Yes.
in there. And now, we never know how ideas pan out. And Arlene, you interview people, and if you don't follow up, you never know how things are. And I am so happy that this is continuing to grow for you, able to help so many people.
Thank you. Yes, we're very excited. I mean, that is what the goal is, to continue someone's story. So when we continue their story, we help them for generations to come. So, and we just can't explain, the emotional and physical toll that it takes on people. So we're just restoring hope and healing to them in the long run too. So it is so beneficial, and we're excited to expand it and do a for-profit version. And those are my dogs in the background. They're excited about it too.
I don't know, where are you located right now?
In West Palm Beach, actually.
Okay, so she's close.
So she is close. And I made some conversation. I had to meet somebody outside. Let me ask you real quick. Have you done anything outside of Haiti? Has she done
That's what they're working on doing.
like Puerto Rico and what's going on with the earthquakes in Ponce or the hurricane that hit in 2016? Are you working with the island of Puerto Rico at all?
Yeah, actually, with Puerto Rico, we have plans to partner with, you know what, one moment.
Tell you what, why don't we go to commercial break?
commercial. Let's go to
take a
commercial.
quick commercial break while she takes care of the dogs. We have
The dog
another
ran
guest.
her out of the room.
The dog ran out of the room. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Out of my radar, so fly, feeling high like a bird in the sky. Destination, paradise, in your eyes. No matter the place, you always make me feel so fly. Feeling high like a bird in the sky. Destination.
Healing Moments Wellness Boutique specializes in integrating scientific and ancient therapies to relieve physical, emotional, and psychological distress. Through the power of touch, coaching, and meditation, clients experience pain relief, relaxation, healing, and detoxification. Contact Healing Moments Wellness Boutique at 561-931-2187 and experience Boca Raton's Healing Haven. Enjoy the benefits of an individualized treatment plan to help find your feelings of peace, complete balance, and wellness. Call Healing Moments today, 561-931-2187, and be rejuvenated.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Allie from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
We are on fire. So let's spread your business like a wildfire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we ignite.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her fifth novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at amyminty.com or amazon.com. Get yours now.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for, and why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Midday Show. Listen, this portion of the show is brought to you by Dignity Memorial Services. And I want to talk real briefly, real quick, because Dignity has a program for companies that are out there that incorporates their employees, their family employees, family employees, your kids' family employees, and it gives you all sorts of discounts for the needs that you need. And the bottom line is that it's free to join. It does not cost you as a company anything to give a perk to your employees, because I know right now it's just tough holding on to them. Okay, so here's a free perk. Give Dignity Memorial a phone call. You know this number by heart?
Wayne's number?
Really?
You got to give Wayne's number, though. Well, I'll get the number directly. You want to find Wayne Henry at Dignity Memorial, Southeast Florida. I don't think Wayne's number is on that brochure.
All right, we'll get you his number before the set is out.
We'll put that up on the screen as well.
All right.
But yeah, that's an amazing program because it costs nothing for your business to be a part of it. And the discounts apply for the employee, for the spouse, for the children, and not just there. Then it applies to the employee and the spouse's parents, the employee and the spouse's grandparents, with significant discounts for pre-need planning. So check it out. Dignity Memorial, Southeast Florida. You can find them all over social media. You can find them on the website. Anything you need, we'll get you in contact with Wayne Henry. And I am sure there will be a webinar happening this week as well,
And
plus veterans benefits.
I got the number, 561-654-9000. 561-654-9000. And tell them the cafe sent you. Speak to Wayne. And it's funny because my sister, after we did what I did for me, was going to talk to Wayne. And then mom died. And dad died and everything else. And there's Dignity to help me with all that as well. But give them a call. Get things done. But I really love the program for workers as a perk. It doesn't cost anything to join, and you're giving your workers and their families an opportunity to get things done. And the discounts are steep. Be surprised how deep discounts are.
So I'm sure we'll have Wayne on this week to talk about their webinar. And when you sign up for the webinar, they send you a free dinner. So it's a win-win. You can get all the information from the comforts of your own home. Plus, they send you in food. There are no obligations. It just shares with you the opportunities of getting your pre-need in place. And you know what? Everyone at some point is going to need it. Unfortunately, it's something we don't want to talk about. We want to go under the water on this one for sure. But if we can put this in place for our family and our loved ones so when the time comes, they can mourn and remember your life in peace, that's what it's for. It's always about for family.
That's right. And Dignity will always be there for you like they've been there for me.
So let's bring Daniela over, and if our other guest is over, we're going to bring her over as well. We've got Daniela Gruenthal. I guess she quieted the dogs down a little bit.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Puerto Rico.
Yes, I wanted to know, are you doing any work in Puerto Rico? We had the earthquakes in Ponce. We've had the hurricanes in Puerto Rico in general. Are you doing any works at all over there?
Yes, I'm talking to actually a company called Conozco Campesino. So they have been in areas of Puerto Rico and have surveyed the damage from the earthquakes. And we went there in February, actually. So everything was just on pause a little bit because of COVID. But it's going to be picking up soon, and hopefully we can get more domes in Puerto Rico in those areas. Just, yeah, it was pretty devastating seeing that firsthand.
Well, then I'm excited. If you can send me information, I got some contacts over there as well. Anything that you're doing with the island, yeah, you're kidding. Santoris are huge in Puerto Rico, but
Yeah.
if you can send me some information. I'd love to help out. My Uncle Fufi still lives in Ponce. If there's anything that we can do to help to move this thing along, anything, because the island right now is struggling on about 12 different fronts. And if you can help us, there is no tourism going on over there. It's just, it's a tough deal. Things hopefully will get better in the next couple of weeks, but anything you want to send me, I would love to push and pass it on.
Oh, I would love to. Yes, let's talk about that.
How do
That'd be
people
great.
get information, get in touch with you? They're doing 15 by 15 or the small domes. They can put up a home in 5
Yes.
days.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
5 days, the smallest one. It's incredible. And people can see what we're doing on our website at domesforhumanity.org. And we also have a Facebook and Instagram, Domes for Humanity. Let's check us out and follow us there and see what we're doing. And yeah, we're excited. We'll be filming and doing time lapse of the dome as well in Haiti, so people can see exactly what it's like.
Do you do any work in the United States? Is what's going on in Louisiana and everything else? Anything happening down there?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to do stuff in the United States. We haven't yet. So we have an opportunity now with Hurricane Laura. So that will be in the works. We'll see what we can do as far as link up with people who have absolutely lost everything from Hurricane Laura. So
2020 has really been tough. You look at the fires in California, you look at the earthquake, the stuff going on in Louisiana and everything else. Families in need. I mean, they are living in the trees right now. They don't know what to do with the numbers, and with the virus, it makes it even more difficult. Shelters become a challenge. Everything becomes a challenge. So if you can get a dome up in 5 days, I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of people that want to talk to you right now.
for sure. And these are permanent too. So, I mean, that's the smallest. We could do 15 foot. We can do stadium size. So stadium size could be 1,000 feet in diameter. So this is something that's definitely beneficial for shelter, for hurricane shelter, because we are FEMA 361 rated for tornado shelter as well.
And here's the crazy thing. I got to ask you, plumbing, bathrooms, electricity, not just the shelter. Can all of this be added?
Of course, yes. This can be like any traditional home, and just the shape of it is a little different because the shape is much stronger. There's no roof, there's no supporting column, so you don't have to worry about a roof blowing off or the home crumbling. So they resist up to 450 mile an hour winds. So when you think of that in relation to like this was 160 miles an hour, you really think that, okay, this isn't going anywhere. So very
Amazing.
strong.
Did you have any idea when you started this company it was going to get so big and so much need?
Yeah, no, this was a goal to help so many people, and I'm glad it's going to be realized faster than I think. So I am just very grateful to those who have also supported this vision along the way, because it's really about people helping people.
I got to tell you, before you leave again for 2 months, I want to sit down with you and go over different aspects. We have different people in California. We have people in Louisiana. We have people in Puerto Rico and Haiti as well. And we want to push it along, and maybe we can do something together to get stuff out there, get it notarized, get it, whatever it needs to happen. Because right now, you what you do is a prayer for so many people. And I think it's just a matter of the logistics, getting it done there, talking to the right people. I think that the calling is now. And I'm already getting texts from people and everything else. So before you leave, wherever you're going, we want to get together.
I'm here for a bit.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniela.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk to you about it. Thanks. So good seeing you too. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Have a great day. Stay safe. More to come.
You stay safe too. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
As soon as our other guest is on, if she is on, let's bring her over. I had no idea.
And also, I'm going to make an announcement. I think Kendra is going to do a Liberace night. We're going to let Kendra Liberace to play the piano one night. Come here and sing.
She's got to take her nails off and get.
I'll get one of those things that play where she makes believe.
You know, Freddie's so nice. The long fingers, you'd be able to play very well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kendra and Arlene, thank you ladies both so much. Kendra Erica's first podcast is coming out on Monday, yes, Labor Day at 12 o'clock. So that is going to be out on Anchor and Spotify and all over your
Are we only
podcast
playing the
platforms.
podcast, or are we going to play it on ampitup.fm also?
Yep.
On Facebook, we will be playing the podcast.
And we also have the video, so
I
how
don't
would
know.
we
I'm
not
trying
be?
to convince her.
How would we not be playing all of it?
I think we should play all of it.
Absolutely, 100% agreed. I have a special guest for you, though,
Okay.
and we're going to bring her over.
Okay.
You know who that is?
Who is that?
I have my glasses.
There she is.
That's Leslie?
I know. How are you? Look at Leslie Harrington.
Hey, Coach, how
How
you
are you?
doing?
You didn't know I was coming?
I wanted it to be a surprise.
How do you get more beautiful every day? How do you do it?
I know.
I
Oh
haven't
my
seen
gosh,
you, I
it's-
think, almost 2 years, no?
No, it's been like a year, I think.
At least a year.
How are
Probably
you
last
doing?
year, right? I'm doing great, thank you. How are you guys?
We're doing great. She's got a new book coming out, and we're going to get those 12 pounds that you somehow acquired, you said. This one's going to make you get it back off.
You have the COVID? You got the COVID-12? You look great, Freddie.
No, I look greater. I've gained weight because of the pandemic. I've been sitting here and eating. But I got my weight, I got down to 190 pounds.
Wow.
From 238.
And how's
my
the
blood sugar and everything came down. Do you know that I have to give Leslie a lot of credit, because I remember when I came out of the hospital, and she's the lady who took me and Gio how to buy water. Remember that? And everything that you told me about taking 15, having a glass of water with a 15-minute walk in the morning and watch what happens to your sugar. Amazing stuff. Just simply amazing. I'm excited. I didn't know anything about the book. What's the name of the book? What's it about?
The name of the book is POTS is Ruining My Life, The Ultimate Guide to Finding Freedom from Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. It's a mouthful.
But there's so much information in it. You're talking that maybe you can launch it a second time to help the masses.
Yeah, so it's very, the title is very geared towards people who understand and have been diagnosed with POTS, which is the Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. So it's designed to help people find those answers. So I wrote it with the thought in mind of what would I have needed 10 years ago when I was diagnosed. And, all of the things that I spent struggling, trying to find resolutions and relief of symptoms and navigating doctors and working functional medicine versus conventional, and really kind of all the lifestyle factors that I discovered along the way, kind of in a nutshell. So it's really, geared towards that audience. The thing about it is you don't have to have POTS to get a lot of value from the book. It's really any diagnosis that people struggle with, as far as the lifestyle tips that are in there.
And your first book was called Divorce Your Diagnosis, which I love because so many people identify themselves with, I'm a blank. I'm a diabetic. I'm an alcoholic. But that becomes your identity, but that's not who you are. And you help with tips on how not to own that disease.
Yeah, you find yourself saying like my POTS or my diabetes, or people really do inherently identify themselves as that being part of their character or their personality. And the idea of divorce your diagnosis is people who are diagnosed. A diagnosis is really simply a label that's in literal terms. It's used for doctors to be able to identify treatment plans and or to get insurance to cover it, right? To get a label to code it. That's all a diagnosis is. It doesn't immediately put you in a position that you are suddenly some other person. It's a way to categorize you. So I think people, once they get this relief because it validates that something's actually wrong with them, they tend to run with that title, and it becomes so much a part of their identity, either to help fuel them to be different and better in their lifestyle, or to make excuses to let it keep them back.
Very cool.
I think, didn't you interview Freddie a year or two ago?
I did. So this book originally, the Divorce or Diagnosis is actually the title that I love, and I believe that it would reach a lot of people, but at the same time, I was actually guided in the other direction because of the fact that divorce and diagnosis don't typically go together. And some people find it a little bit, she doesn't know because my situation's different, So I got a little bit of flack on that. But what the divorce or diagnosis is a group of people, including Freddie, who were diagnosed with anything from diabetes to cancer to Crohn's disease to mental health disorders, pain management. And it's all their stories collectively of how they've been able to overcome and how they've been able to find resilience in spite of a diagnosis, and how that their diagnosis doesn't define who they are. And I just interviewed all these people and took from that what the key tools that they use to get through every day and to go through the times when they're struggling and the times when they're in a better place. And these people use kind of some continuous characteristics that are common amongst everyone who finds that resilience. So that became a lot of part of the tips and the tools. Is this is how all these other people are doing it. These are things that you can implement to help you not define yourself by this label.
Wouldn't it be interesting to look back at your interview, what you said then, to how you feel now?
Well, I feel.
Do you remember what you said then?
No. I was sick.
No.
I felt sick. Not now. Now I feel better than ever. And I've attacked this and I've attacked this differently from a diet's perspective. Watching what I eat in portions, which nobody ever taught Freddie how to eat. Freddie ate it. It was this big. He wanted it to be this big. And everything's about portion control. The water is symbolic to health. If you want to be, it depends. If you want to be better, I'm not going to say cure, but if you want to be better, then give your body a chance to heal, as opposed to thinking you're going to heal it. Let your body heal you, which is something that I learned from Leslie. I remember the questionnaires and all the other things that we filled out as well. And all this is an option to do it. Listen, I know where I came from. And I know who was there to help me. So the bottom line here is, if you want a shot at helping yourself in many, many aspects, just follow Leslie's recipe. I'm dying to see the cover of the book. Maybe we could flash it up there as well.
Do you have a cover?
For the POTS one, I don't have it next to me. It's got a sample from Amazon, right? But from the divorce or diagnosis, people need to understand it's not dishonoring that you are truly struggling. It's not pretending that it doesn't exist. It's living your life in spite of, instead of letting it define you, right? So there's going to be days when it's stinky and it's hard to get through the day. And there's going to be days when your resilience is more than fake it till you make it, right? But you have to honor, to Freddie's point, it's there, but how are you going to be able to live your life and not let it ruin and dictate everything that you do.
And you're good with that. You were vegan for a while.
Oh, I went vegan.
Did you really?
Yes, I went pure vegan.
Why?
For about 3 months. I'm going to tell you something. It's not easy because there's a whole lot of reasons. But when I went vegan, it changed everything. All the inflammation disappeared. I wish I had gone vegan a long time ago. So now I'm semi-vegan, and not because it's just other aspects that are going on in my life. But it's true. Junk in, junk out. That's what you get. You do it right, good things happen to you. Really simple.
Absolutely.
Is your book available?
The ebook is on Amazon now. I have to upload the actual hard copy. So I've just not put it out there yet.
Doesn't she look so great?
Let's take a commercial break. Stay right there. Let's take a commercial break and come back.
Hold on, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Are you good for a little bit?
Okay, yes.
All right, stay tuned. We're gonna take a quick break, switch over to our 1 o'clock hour. More to come with Leslie Harrington, Divorce Your Diagnosis, and How to Live with POTS. We'll be right back.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Introducing Black Tie Liquors, your one-stop shop for wine and spirit needs. Whether you're looking for an ice-cold pack of summer brews or just to grab your favorite bottle of Scotch whiskey, Black Tie Liquors has you covered. Come choose from a wide selection of beers, wines, spirits, or liqueurs. Or if you're in the mood, feel free to grab one of our fresh cigars. Stop by Black Tie Liquors today, located on 5970 South Jog Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Or give them a call at 561-968-0988.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke? If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
I look very snazzy right now. What do I have to say, guys?
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back.
I need to get a street light, a red, green, and yellow light
Okay.
in that corner there. Because when I was running out of here, Teddy was coming, we collided.
Teddy's always running out.
I got a lump in my head because we collided. We need a light there.
Or you need a bell on, I don't know, one or the other.
No, like a light. So that red means stop, green means go. Car wreck on 95.
There you go.
What?
I don't know what she said.
What?
A cross light.
Yeah.
Crosswalk.
A crosswalk.
That's exactly what you need. We also have to thank Special Needs Group, brought to us by Paul Vadiato and Andrew Garnett. We had on our show, I guess, a year or two ago.
About 2 years ago.
And his group originally was helping provide resources for people when they would go on cruises, when they would go on vacation, when you take a family member with you who needed adaptive equipment for. It's kind of a perfect segment to work with what Leslie's talking about, divorce or diagnosis. But there are certain limitations that we often have that we need help with. And now that the cruise industry has changed and going on vacations has changed, they have changed their platform as well. And he sent us all these amazing, he sent us water cups and he sent us these bags. But he sent these also, a Miraburst, a Miracle Berry taste enhancing tablet, which I have never had.
I've had it. Now, let me see that. It's in a tablet form?
It's in a tablet form.
Now, that I never had. I had it off the tree.
And what he says is, he sends us the care package, so thank you very much, Andrew. The miracle fruit has a protein that binds to your taste receptors and makes sour or acidic foods taste sweet, right? So it sounds like something fun, but some people use them for fun, but at Special Needs Group, we're using them to help eliminate metal mouth for people undergoing chemotherapy and to assist diabetics or pre-diabetics to remove sugar from their diets. As well as some people using this for fun, there are people that are actually using this to help combat different tastes from medications and how to tolerate that metal mouth taste. And you tried this.
Yes, I had it. I never had that, but I had the plant seed that you suck on and then you spit it out. And then anything you taste that's sour, tastes as sweet as cotton candy.
Should I take one?
But before you do, we have to get you a lemon or something,
Why?
so you can see the effect of how sweet it
Okay,
is.
so I have to try something else with it.
Yes, so, but save it. We're going to do it.
We're gonna save it
Now,
and
the
save.
amazing thing about that is, as a diabetic, you don't need to, because we love sugar. So you can eat things that have no calories, even a lemon. You can have a lemon. You know how good a lemon is for you? You have a piece of lemon with this thing, and you don't have that taste. Chemo, you get metal mouth. He's absolutely right. That is a brilliant way of using it. When I was taking it, I was just surprised by it. This is when I was at the Green Farmers Market.
So for more information, you can contact Andrew at 954-585-0575 or shopspecialneedsgroup.com. So let's bring Leslie back over. Kind of a perfect segue to bring her back on. Have you ever tried these mirror bursts?
I have not, but wow, fascinating.
Well, I got
would've
something to
liked
share with you then.
when my mom was in chemo.
When your mom was going through chemo, I mean, he sent us these incredible packets of information. All of this.
Very interesting. No, I've not had those.
This miracle berry and everything that it does.
It's an amazing deal. Now, I didn't know that they had made that berry, because I know the berry. I've had the berry, I've had the tree, the plant. I didn't know they had made it into the pill form, which is a whole lot easier. But this eliminates a lot of the cravings that people want for sweetness.
Freddie, there's recipes in here also on how
Yes.
to change pad thai and chicken teriyaki and all the things that are salty and sugary with this. So it changes.
I'd be curious what's in it.
I'm sorry?
I'd be curious what's in the thing
What is
itself.
in it?
Yes,
The ingredients.
I figured that you would be curious to see what's in it.
Break out your glasses, Dad.
I'm looking to see what's in it.
And here they have drink recipes also. We could try this sugar-free lemon drop with your favorite vodka or mirror burst. Lemon and vodka, a dirty martini. It's so funny. You can use it for fun, or you can actually use it for anything like that.
So I
Are
can
you
take
still
the
teaching
taste of
Pilates?
alcohol out? I'm not, actually. Since the studio had closed initially for COVID, just when it went to open back up, I hadn't put it back in. I was just doing that one early morning class, so I still take it.
It also says, Leslie, it's a miracle fruit seed oil. They all can use it for hair.
Oh, really?
Yep, a lot of information.
For thickening or for shine or
Hair
for,
treatment is clinically proven to be safe and effective in strengthening hair, reducing breakage, decreasing hair loss to breakage, and restoring hair from damage.
Oh, let's try that.
Your hair is beautiful, though. How are you feeling?
My hair is COVID hair. You know when you need the haircut and your roots are really long?
Oh my gosh. You are beautiful.
Yeah, the next time you see me, I might be completely red.
How are you feeling? How are you doing with POTS?
Oh, with POTS, amazing. I mean, that I've kind of had my arms around for several years now. It's funny, you know, once in a blue moon, my body will remind me, or once in a full moon too. I have this whole conspiracy theory against the full moon. So yeah, once in a while I'll get, but it's usually because of something, overeating, just dehydration or something that I can usually fix pretty quick. But it took me many, many years to understand the dynamics of what was going on. Unfortunately, POTS is a very medication-driven type of syndrome. So when you go to a doctor about it, 10 years ago when I was diagnosed, not many doctors were familiar with it. It's much more prominent now. It's a lot of comorbidities. It comes along with fibromyalgia, a lot of soft tissue disorders. It's gut issues. People are starting to have symptoms of POTS and getting kind of a comorbidity with other disease states. So it's much, much more common today. There's 3 million people in the United States that have it now. Back then, I mean, I don't think every doctor I went to looked at me like I had 3 heads. So. And it took me 6 months to get a diagnosis.
You have to be your own advocate always.
100%. And I think that when the problem with POTS is on paper, you don't necessarily see what's happening. So people tell you that you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And the people that have it and have the symptoms, they absolutely know something's not right. So I encourage people to, go out there, get your diagnosis, find it. I'm not saying don't try to find out what's wrong with you and pretend nothing's wrong, but once you do that, then you just kind of take ownership and you become your own advocate and you fight for your health.
I wanted to ask, are there new markers? Because I remember there are things that you test that you can have done that aren't normally done, that are better markers about what's going on with your body. Are there newer markers, or has it been established to try different things that will help sort of alleviate some of the problems that are going on physically, or is it the same science that we're still using from 20 years ago?
Well, I mean, the difference between like a conventional model versus a functional model, a conventional model is going to say, oh, this is your symptom, let me find the Band-Aid and the medication that's going to help the symptom. Whereas you're talking about more of a root cause, right? What's happening, what's causing the problem in the body that's causing the symptom that you're feeling. So yes, that would be, there's a ton of more data that can be looked at than what's historically known, right? And it's really just a matter of the doctors that you work with kind of going beyond that old-fashioned model of putting the bandage on the cut, but not really ever finding what caused the cut. So there are a lot of non-conventional testing that can tell you a lot about your nutritional status, about what's happening in your gut. I mean, people are diagnosed every day with Crohn's disease and all these things, and they've never once done like a stool test to tell what type of bacteria is going on in your body. So there's a lot of testing that your regular doctor would not even consider because they're just not teaching it in medical school.
It's totally different. Functional medicine side of everything, and foods heal. We talk about that all the time, not just medications. And it gets overwhelming unless you find the right resources. And you've always been an amazing resource.
Medical schools are primarily funded by pharmaceutical companies. So, you have to look at the source and what the motivation is. And I mean, most medicine doctors aren't taught very much about nutrition, lifestyle, anything like that. They're taught about drugs, they're taught about anatomy, biology, but they're not taught about how those lifestyle factors are impactful.
She's amazing. Is your book available yet?
Not the published copy, only the ebook.
Oh,
so
okay.
it is on
It's a
Amazon.
sample.
But the ebook is available.
Yes.
And how do
Yeah,
people,
the ebook is available on Amazon.
how do they get it?
So Amazon, you would search the POTS is Ruining My Life, Leslie Harrington, you'll find it.
POTS is ruining
Yeah,
my
and
life.
the actual hard copy of the book will be uploaded as soon as I hit the button.
Awesome.
Now, isn't it funny that with telemedicine and everything that's going on, you had your own show with us back in the day that we talked about and tried to tell people virtually and video-wise what's going on, the truth about it. Even my doctor has turned a full leaf because the science don't lie. And if you're gonna follow the science, they should have been following the science a long time ago. I'm really curious because with everything that's going on, there are telemedicine companies that I know that sort of take your temperature with a machine and everything else that goes right to the doctors now. I mean, it's like visiting the doctor from your house. There's all sorts of things going on right now. And what I like about what you did is you've been doing this forever. And you've been talking about changes. And I think that people are ready to accept the change without questioning the change. And here we go. I think that the window now is there. And I like to push it out and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there's definitely more buy-in to some of the alternatives. And like you said, following the science is there. Most of the science that we're revisiting is old science. It's been around. And you've got to remember who's funding the science. So the newer science and the reason we don't always see these massive scientific research is because that's funded by very big companies that have an invested interest in the outcome of the science, right? So if you're talking about a smaller study that's looking at nutrients and stuff, it's easy to poo-poo the things that aren't as dominant because there's not some massive big food or big pharma behind it. So you do see a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of politics there when it comes to what are the studies that are relayed and what's expressed to the consumer And it's really important that you understand, like you were talking about vegan, you know, there's a lot of great things about being vegan if it works for you, but there's a lot of downsides to that. There's a lot of things people need to understand before they take that dramatic of a change in their diet and eliminating massive food groups. There's things that can be detrimental by doing that.
Love it.
She looks beautiful, right?
She looks amazing. I'm like, wow. And so what's going on?
I'm always bundled up in my house. I look like I'm in New York.
Do you know what's going on in her life? Is she married?
I don't know what's going on in her life. We'll have to get that information afterwards.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to ask. I just say, hey.
I don't know.
What's the problem? I've been following your life.
She's following
I get
us.
to see you guys, so it's nice.
Well, we need you to follow her closer because I want to work with you. I want to talk to some telemedicine companies, some other things that are going on right now. There are different ways of resolving a situation. I know that the CBD oil helped plenty of people. Plenty of people have asked me how amazing it is and the whys and everything else. But Leslie started it all. She will tell you, listen, your body's talking to you. She's going to teach you how to listen.
Maybe you can get him up and walking again. You can even take your baseball game with you when you walk.
That's an idea.
He plays virtual baseball all the time. But he can
Well, you know
walk
what's
and play.
funny? When you talk about CBD, in being with my pharmaceutical background and still being in that, one foot in that door, you see now all the pharmaceutical companies are investing in CBD.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, it went from this thing that no one wanted to admit was real, and now it's everyone wants a piece of it. So it's an evolution. You kind of see the things that unfold, and same with specialty pharmacy. You've got people with these autoimmune diseases in their teenage years, which we never used to see. And on the other side, the pharmaceutical companies are anticipating this massive growth on these inflammatory type drugs. So they're over there prepping for everyone to kind of, fall in that direction, which is what, as a society, we're seeing.
It's really interesting. In my insurance company, because I have Hashimoto's and so I take 2 medications for my thyroid, they decided as of tomorrow they will no longer cover my medication. So it won't go towards deductible. It'll do nothing. So I now just have to pay for it out of pocket.
Or change.
So, or they're trying to steer you towards one that's more serving of their finances.
And one is brand, granted, but one is generic. And they're not expensive, but still, this is them just mandating that they can.
Yeah, because they changed some sort of thing. Like I was talking about the coding, too. Yeah. Part of the diagnosis structure is you get a diagnosis, you get paid, right? So it's all about, like, if you don't have something to be named, you can't blame anything, right? You name it, you blame it.
It's interesting. It's a lot of changes. We got to stay in touch more with you. Maybe you'll get him out walking now.
I walk? What's the matter with you?
He walks. He walks from here to the parking lot, back in. He says to me, do you ever sit down?
She's exhausting. She comes, she cleans, she cleans.
I sit down for 2 hours, and then after that, it's like we keep going.
She cleans and she re-cleans and she re-cleans the clean area that she cleans. Pretty much. Just drives me nuts.
Do you use your wand?
Yes. Clean all of this.
They brought her a vacuum cleaner
that shaped
like a wand.
Cleaning it all.
All my sparkles. Yes, 100%. Leslie, I'm so glad you popped in for a surprise visit. You are beautiful. We love you so much.
So good to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Let's see how we can help get that book out, because I know the stories in your book are going to be spectacular.
Yes, and we're going to get her up.
Absolutely.
So, because
she's
you know
amazing,
something,
right?
the window is now. I see the window being now, where people used to say, oh, not no more. And I gotta tell you, your CBD store, that CBD cream, ain't nothing like that I've ever seen in my life. Good stuff.
Get them back also. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got the sizzle. Put the sizzle back in your life. See how you can do it? It is all by making the right choices. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Actor the animator, visual effects artist, animator, and soon to be, and well, we're now recording artist. But among my many medley of skills, one of my many passions is cooking. And I am so confident in my cooking skills that I believe I can teach you how to make whatever your little heart's desire. From cookies, to cakes, to breads, to, well, whatever this is. And I believe that I can show you that not only can these recipes are not as difficult as they look, but with a little time, a little practice, and a whole lot of patience, that you too can make these delicious treats at your own home. Homemade with the Animator. Every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. on the Kids Television Network. Come on, kids, do try this at home.
Kids for Kids Ministry. The vision is to see children in Haiti emerge from extreme poverty into an extraordinary destiny in Christ. The problem is the orphans in Haiti lack clean water to drink and food sustainability. These children need art-integrated education, medical needs, shoes, clothes, a lunch program, and teacher salary aid. The mission is to sponsor local leaders in Haiti to support them in the care of orphans and vulnerable children. In January of 2020, Kids for Kids traveled to Haiti to visit the orphans at their home and at their school. The school has now grown to 30 children attending daily classes, but there are many things to improve upon. To help us or to donate, contact Patty Paget at Kids for Kids Ministry, 561-876-1710. That's Kids for Kids Ministry at 561-876-1710.
Don't know how I'm feeling tonight, but I swear
Small talk here from All Things Random to small businesses to inspiring dreams. You will not want to miss all the fun guests and random thoughts. Check out the show every Monday at 10:30 a.m. on 2020 Vision at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. See you there!
Mark Dane's paintings are custom designed specifically for your space. Each design will not only illuminate your space, but will also function as a truly unique light painting. Each piece is handcrafted using various dichroic glass shapes mounted at precise angles on a metal or wood panel. A specific integrated light source strikes the glass shapes to produce a combination of highly saturated colors. The light paintings can be customized to any shape, practically any size, and in any color combination. They can be configured to produce in excess of 5,000 lumens and may be placed on a table, a pedestal, in a niche, or hang on the wall. Come to the gallery at the theater and talk to Mark about placing a piece of his art in your home.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
No, we're
Ding,
back.
ding, ding, ding. And we are back to the Brooklyn Cafe. I'm hungry. I need some lunch.
Good for you. Eat some more.
Time to get some bacon
Hey, stop
into your
telling
life.
people I don't walk, please. Okay.
Walk.
First of all, I got the elephant in the room, my hat. Then I don't walk. Enough. You want to beat up on yourself? Get a mirror.
I love your new hat, by the way.
No. Too late for that.
I really do.
No, we passed that.
It is not the fedora, but I do like it a lot.
The fedora now will be simultaneously put in strategic position.
It'll be a surprise. Find the fedora.
There's an experiment going on right now. That's why I have this on. To find the fedora.
Find the fedora. I'm excited though. Did you know that not only is Saturday, September 5th, it happens to be Teddy's birthday, but it is also National Bacon Day. But because Teddy does not eat bacon, we can't do one and the same, so we have to keep them separate but the same.
What do you mean? I was making her a bacon.
A BLT?
A baking cake.
So I told you that the bacon lady was coming on. You told me you were the mayonnaise man.
Yes.
So let's bring her over. Let's bring Megan over and let's talk about life bacon and what that is all about.
She's already laughing.
We got to turn her audio on, guys.
There is a veggie bacon.
Oh, we could do that.
I have it. I had the veggie. I had bacon for when I was on that thing.
The diet?
Yeah. But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
And it's just a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
But I love it. I love the metaphor for what it was. She sent me a couple pictures and she said, which one? I said, we got to go with Get the Sizzle Back in Your Life. And I love everything you talk about because we talk about a lot. Life is based on the choices we make. There are some things in life we cannot control and those choices are taken away. But there are many things in life that we can't control. And Brenda says it so well. It's the choices we make today that will be the actions and consequences of tomorrow. And what we do today is not just about today. What we set up for today will be long term till the next choice.
That's absolutely true. And, you know, so many people go through life just unconsciously reacting to the world around them without really putting thought into what their choices and what their reactions cause. So, I mean, the whole idea behind finding the sizzle is finding whatever it is that lights you up. And I feel, it seems to me like, you know, people struggle with figuring out what that is. They don't know what they want out of life, they don't know how to get it, or they have trouble staying committed to it. And so that's what I do. I help people find their sizzle and stick to it.
I want to ask you, you know, it's interesting you brought this up. I saw something, I'm not going to use his name because everybody's going to scream at me, but people, we've become a society where accountability is as far as your finger can go in that direction.
Not even that far.
As far as it goes, because that's about the intelligence of it. But we have become a society where we blame everybody else for everything we do. We have no inner accountability. We have no inner strength. We don't believe that we can actually, and it's funny, you ever notice that when you do something great, oh, that was an accident. But accountability goes in that direction, not in this direction. So I get what you're saying. You got to get your sizzle. First of all, I thought we were having bacon.
There's 5 steps to bacon, and accountability is one of them. That's what the A stands for.
Oh, I like that.
And what is life atrophy?
Yeah, that I believe there's a second pandemic going on in the world right now. I believe that a lot of people are suffering from life atrophy, and it's this idea that, you know, you're not living to your potential and you're on the sidelines just not really fully participating, and your life is just wasting away. And I was there. I was stuck there for a long time. And, you know, it would feel like the choices I was making and the beliefs that I had about myself just kind of kept me down here. And years would go by and nothing would be different. And I was busy all the time, and I couldn't understand how I could be so busy and still so unfulfilled. And so that's kind of what life atrophy is. And, you know, stress and burnout just contribute to that, and it causes that sense of complacency where people just accept mediocrity in their life.
That's interesting about being busy and unfulfilled, because there are people that are busy, and you're busy, you're going to the grocery store, and you're going to CVS, and you're making your bed and doing your laundry, and you're so busy being busy that you miss out on being fulfilled in what you want.
That's busy?
If you fill your day, if you fill 12 to 15 hours of your day of doing laundry and making lunches and making dinners and paying your bills, time-wise, that's busy, but is it fulfilling?
There's something wrong with me then.
But is that
I
fulfilling?
thought Megan meant doing things in life for everybody else, never for yourself. But going to CVS and doing sandwiches, that's not busy.
Isn't that funny? So you can think of all the different things that make people busy, right? We've got 2 perspectives of what it is.
It's all about perspective. That is what it all comes down to. Because whatever's happening in life, it's how you respond to it and how you react to it, you know, that determines what happens next for you.
Well, I got about 100 questions to ask you. Number one, I want to know what turned the light switch on for you and when?
Okay, well, it was a culmination of many years. I mean, I was stuck in that place of, you know, what I call life atrophy for a long time. And finally, I'm not getting any younger, and it just like woke up to my life when I discovered there's key ingredients to living a passionate and purposeful and fun life. And there are 5 of them, and I call them the 5 steps to bacon. And so for me, that was sort of my waking point, and it happened about a year ago.
Really?
Only
Just
a year ago. Wow.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
Okay,
Well,
we're
that's
all
what I
sitting up a
mean.
little
I mean,
straighter now.
But you know why? You don't give that sense off. You know, when you see a lemon, you know you bite into a lemon, your fish is going to get into it. You know that already. But you're not giving that off. Your vibe looks like you discovered this 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's a daily choice. So I choose this every day. Now that I'm awake to my life, this is what I choose. And I wake up every morning I never was a morning person. And now I just bounce out of bed and I'm excited. I have such clarity and vision for where I want to go and who I want to be. It doesn't have to take years, to figure that out. You just got to wake up.
Was there an aha moment for you that you said, I can't do this, what you were doing anymore, I can't be this way?
Yeah, I was reading this book called The Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. And if you haven't read that one, add it to your list. And when I got through that book, and, again, this was after years of just feeling like, I know I meant for more, but I don't know what. And then once I read that book, it just sort of, you got to wake up because you're not getting any younger. Life is passing you by, and you got to start going after your dreams and making things happen. And it was just changing my mindset and changing beliefs that I had because I was so worried about what other people think or that I couldn't do it or that I wasn't, enough. And so you just start taking baby steps forward, and that just builds on every day previous. It's like building a muscle. If you want to get stronger at something, it's kind of like building your inner superhero to defeat that inner villain, right? That's that inside voice that's always telling us you can't do it, you're not good enough. So in order to build up your inner superhero, you've got to work out those muscles. And so it's practicing getting out of your comfort zone and, putting those things into practice.
I want to ask you, when you made all of these changes, has your circle of friends changed?
Good question.
That is an interesting question. And you know what? It hasn't.
That's nice.
It hasn't. I have always had just wonderful people in my life. And I've been very lucky to have such really wonderful, supportive, and uplifting people. And the funny thing about that is they've always believed in me a lot more than I did. And they always saw for me what I couldn't. And so I'm sure that's what helped me finally, take the leap, so to say.
So part B to that question, has your perspective towards your friends changed?
No. Because again, I have a very small circle of people that I'm very close with. And they're just good souls and good people. And I do believe that, you are who you surround yourself with. And so I love the people in my life. I love that give and take. And I actually posted something last night that was, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And so I always try to surround myself with people that, are wiser and smarter and more experienced and more accomplished than I am. So I can always be growing and learning.
Well, your delivery is amazing. So I want to get through some of your steps on recognizing life atrophy. One, you say, rethink your reactions. And I love this. Find your silver lining when you're acting negatively towards something.
Yeah, that's fine. That's finding the gratitude. There is always something to be grateful for in everything that happens. And, again, when things happen, we have this tendency to just react without even thinking. And so you have to become conscious and really self-reflect and ask yourself, okay, where is this reaction coming from? Usually it's fear-based. If it's a negative reaction, there's some underlying fear there. But you've got to find the gratitude and find that silver lining and turn it into something positive so you can change your perspective on it.
Then you say, what do I need to change? Rethink your choices, your beliefs. So I guess that goes with the gratitude of, if you're really upset about something, does that go towards fear? And that goes back to Nancy. There's so many pieces of this puzzle that we've been able to fill in the blanks on.
It changes your outlook to what's going on. And I wanted to ask you, going forward, game plan, no game plan. You're meeting people who obviously are in places where they have to get themselves out. How do you balance the tomorrow when you're living today with those that lived yesterday?
Boy, that's a great question.
And you thought you were going to have an easy interview. I know.
But you got to understand something. You know, you said something about surrounding the room and around people that know. You are the book.
You are
see,
the book.
and I know humility. I know you're being humble the whole night, but you are the book. You're hoping that others will read the chapters of things. I mean, I'm hearing it. So you got a bigger responsibility. You're a 3-ply person stuck in the middle with tomorrow, yesterday, and you're doing it today. So how do you do it? How do you balance all that?
I'm a list maker. I got lists coming out my butt. So I have, it's a tough thing because for me, I used to focus a lot on the past. And now I've shifted my mindset to, okay, if I'm going to look at the past, it's got to just be a learning experience, because for a lot of times I would live in regret. And so if you're living in those places, you've got to take the best that you can out of it. So if you're looking at yesterday, what can you take out of yesterday that can propel you into tomorrow? And, when you're looking ahead, you got to be crystal clear about what it is that you want so that you can take steps and break that down into smaller bite-sized pieces to get there. And as far as the now, I mean, life is now. That's all we've got. And so I talk about this in my book, Let's Get Serious About Having Fun, because a lot of people put off joy and put off the fun as something to be earned or something that happens at the end. And it really is, life is happening right now, and there's so much juice, to get out of it, to squeeze, that you've got to balance it. So it might seem counterintuitive right in the middle of like a stressful project or a bad day, to stop and step back and just have a good laugh or have some fun. But you really need that balance so that you can handle those challenges better.
Amazing.
And she says, how can I get a win? So this happened to me on Saturday, kind of strangely, because we had such a long week last week, and our weeks get longer because our days get longer. And by Saturday, I literally could not get out of bed. So I got up, I did what I had to do, I went back to bed. I got up, and I sat with my phone. I thought, you know what? I have to make this work and find a way. And that's when I texted Val some options, because to move forward, we cannot continue to do all of this by ourselves, right? So we have to be in alignment of the things that we need, those small gradual steps to get there. And I thought of you saying, just sit back and take a pause. I call it an actionable pause. This is the word I made up during this whole be on TV thing. This is an actionable pause where you're not really pausing, but you're stopping, you're thinking, and then you're taking the actions you need, like you say, to get the win and how to get where you need to get next. And sometimes it involves bringing other people to help you along. You bring your tribe with you.
Well, I think she mentioned that instead of looking at yesterday, anything short of just being something to learn from.
To learn from it.
I think that's brilliant. That means throw regret out the window. Throw guilt out the window. There's a lot of window. It better have a bigger window than you have a door, because you got to throw all that stuff out.
Open the door.
And then that will help
you. Need a whole dump yard, yeah.
But it will help you presently to live in the moment and guilty-free and not being afraid anymore, because you're learning from things that occurred in the past. That's why I tell you, sit and just think for a second, because it's not about reacting to yesterday. It's about learning. That is so clever. That is the best definition I can think of that you came up with. That is just brilliant. You see, it's the small things in life that make a difference for tomorrow. And that's a great way of looking at it.
And that you make a difference for one person and you make a difference for the world. And people think that they are incapable of greatness or, having that sort of an impact on the world. But I believe that every single person is capable of living an extraordinary life. And just by doing little things and having, be the best thing that happened to someone today, because you never know what they're going to go and do because of it. And it just creates this ripple effect.
I gotta ask, does she have a book?
As a matter of fact, she has a book that I put on the post today. It's a downloadable free ebook, free.
Okay.
It's on our page.
She has a book? How else have we heard of this voice?
What?
How have we, what are you doing right now so that more people can learn about what you're saying? Or do you have like podcasting? Do you have a show? Are you on TV? Are you, I mean, they keep me in the dark, honey. I don't know nothing but bacon.
Well, I appreciate you asking, because that's what I'm working on right now, is getting my message out there. So I did just finish my first ebook. It's called the Life Bacon Playbook, which is called Let's Get Serious About Having Fun. And I just finished that just a few days ago. And so that's my free gift to your viewers. And it's got all kinds of tips and ideas in there about how to add some more joy to your life. But I'm all over social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Just go to Life Bacon Megan and you'll find me. I have a YouTube channel, but I'm also launching a course that's help people find their sizzle. So if you just find me on social media, you can find out more about it.
I love that. It's so clever.
And your website, I went through your website yesterday because you've got every link that needs to go appropriately where it goes. And I thought, wow, this lady knows exactly how to get her sizzle. You click on the free ebook, which is easy reading, and I love it. I showed you one of them today about it's your choice. And that is the big, because people say all the time, we have choice. Well, we all do. But sometimes we make a choice because it's going to be better for our kids. And sometimes we make a choice because it's going to be better for our significant other. But sometimes we should just make those choices because we can, and we can say no, is what you say.
Yeah, you have to be, it's about boundaries, because there are only so many hours in a day, and there's only, when you talk about thinking about tomorrow and today and yesterday, you have to be able to say no.
Boundaries, Freddie.
Brenda says, Megan helped me see the joy in the moment. My son and I do random dancing and laugh our butts off. The amazing thing is that
Brenda's amazing.
Sometimes you meet somebody in your life and they say 4 words, whatever those words may be, and your whole life changes.
I think they were 6.
Everything changes.
Bless
6, 8, 4, whatever. And it changes because sometimes, even though you've been hearing it and hearing your parents have been telling you, be all you can be, the Marine Corps has told you that, every commercial in the world every teacher has told you that. Be all you can be, but sometimes somebody will deliver a simple message at a time in your life that you need to hear it. And what I'm getting today is that you've come along at the right time. What you are delivering today is probably the most important words right now everywhere. So it has to go everywhere. Everybody should hear, learn from your past. Drive that home. And not sometimes do you love yourself. You love yourself all the time. Every single moment of the day, because good things will happen when you do that. You'll be surprised how much life will change when you do that. And this is what I'm getting from the Bacon Lady here. Because it's okay to be me. It's okay to be imperfect. I don't need to be perfect, but I gotta love every imperfection, every perfection, and everything. That will make tomorrow a whole lot better.
And I have to tell you, I know we're gonna get into more of your sizzle and your bacon, but some of the things that I love most about all of our guests that we've had on recently, that I've met this whole new cohort of, I call you all my friends because you've all become my friends, with you and Nancy and Brenda, is that this is new for a lot of us. And I say within yours is the past year, everyone past couple years. This is not something that we started when we were 25, 27, and now in our other years, we've mastered it. We've all stepped up into our power, into our purpose later, including me. I was 49 when I met you, right? So again, this has been an evolution of 5 years. This hasn't been an evolution of 25 years. And I love that all of these women and men, they step up and you go, you know what? This is my life now. I can't live in that dark space anymore. I got to choose life and live. And I love that you bring this. And with the sizzle, listen, At 9 a.m., I was sizzling hot today with a hot flash because they had turned on my fans off and I couldn't breathe and had to go to commercial break. So, right, so we're all going through this sizzle in a bit of a different way. Poor Freddie.
I love that. Oh my gosh. You know, and it's funny because it doesn't matter at what point you wake up. Once you wake up, I mean, you're on fire and you just got to go because you realize this is all you got. This is all you got.
But you've got this great pun on words, and I wish Vinny was in here. How to bring home the bacon, right? So we think it's financially bring home the bacon, but it could be your way as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, people define success in many different ways. And so whatever that is to you, whether it's, you know, having a nice bank account or having the relationship of your dreams or having the body that you feel great in, you know, whatever success looks like, that's what I define as bringing home the bacon.
You ever think that maybe other people would say, wow, I wish I could be like her, but I can't get to that level because you're at a very high level. You ever feel that sometimes because you are, it's a little intimidating to those that aren't?
Oh my gosh, I've never thought of myself as intimidating. I hope that's not the case. I mean, and that's why I've come up with some real simple steps and a real fun program to help people get there. Because, I mean, life is hard enough. We got enough problems to deal with every day. We don't need to make personal growth tough either, you know, and building a life that you desire and being all that you're meant to be. That doesn't need to be hard and intimidating. So I try to make it fun.
And you've got 5 steps in the acronym for BACON. So I'm going to let you go through your steps. And intimidating, absolutely not. I think you are the most happy, joyful, relatable person that I'm so glad that I'm going to call you my friend, even though I'm just meeting you. Now, for the second time, Friday was the first with Brenda from the editor's desk. Because you're amazing. Incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm really just honored to be here and to meet both of you as well. So the 5 steps to BACON there's 5. So it's BACON, and that stands for brainstorm, accountability, committed action, overjoyed, and noble acts. So obviously there's a much deeper dive into what each of those steps mean, but basically it's becoming crystal clear about what you want out of life and taking responsibility for it, that accountability piece, right? And then having the courage and the belief and the commitment to keep putting one foot in front of the other relentlessly. But doing that with joy and with gratitude so that you have more meaningful relationships and you have, you know, you feel better about yourself and you have a passionate, purposeful life.
It says dreams stay dreams until you take the first step.
So, you know, from now on, every time I see the crew, I'm going to say bacon. I think we should formulate
A mascot?
everywhere.
Should we have a mascot of bacon?
That'd be interesting. That can go in a lot of different directions. But I remember I used to be on a sales team. This has got to be 30 some odd years ago. And they had the same thing. They had the letters and they used to say something. So whenever you met somebody who was in the business nationwide, if you said, let's say bacon, they would look at you and they would nod, they go bacon. But I think we should do that. From now on, everything's bacon. It ain't grease, baby, it's bacon. I like that because it will remind you to keep those 5 senses going.
And they're simple. These are the things that you and I and our crew, we talk about all the time, about paying it forward, about noble acts of kindness and being altruistic and taking accountability for you. If you want to do something great, do it. If you don't, it's okay to say no, because no is a complete sentence. You say that all the time. We all have choice. And you know what? Not everyone's going to like our choices. And at some point, we have to be okay with that. That not everyone's going to always agree with our choice or like it.
But isn't it nice that she gives you the availability that you can pick it?
Yeah.
She's not telling you have to pick it. You don't want to listen, that's okay too. You don't want to go down that path, that's okay too. But at the end of the day, I love the A. I'm going to tell you, the A in bacon to me hits home because we have to be accountable for all of it. You know, take that finger and bring it back. And then we can have a fair conversation. But you're given a choice. It's time to pick. And I pick bacon.
So what's next for you? Because you're soaring. You're like from here to there, and I thank Brenda so much for bringing you forward so quickly.
Oh, me too. I mean, I love Brenda, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be on her show and now on your show. And so, yeah, I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. I gotta say, I have so many ideas brewing, and it just feels like I can't get to them fast enough. So I'm just working on getting my message out there and finding people that believe in it enough to come along for the ride.
And you're in California?
I am. I'm in Southern California.
California, here we come. We're gonna start the
Coast to Coast, the California
No,
Connection. What do you call it? California
no.
Dreaming Network.
That's the one. The California Dreaming Connection. That California Studio Connection.
Pick a name.
But she's always changing with the Coast to Coast. The Coast to Coast goes underneath it. But I had this thing where Californians and people from the East Coast, there's always been that merger because they're so different in philosophies. You got that laid back philosophy in California, which is kind of cool. And on the East Coast, we don't know how to get out of our own way because we're always stepping on everybody else's toes. So you need that peanut butter and chocolate merger. And I think we have enough shows going on out there that we should merge it. It's kind of cool. But what a throwback. This was a interesting show today. My partner never tells me who's coming on and why.
Because I couldn't do it justice until you have all the pieces come together. It started this morning. I did not know that podcast was happening today. Just so you know.
Yes, she did. Yes, she had Kendra here today, which is a superstar going in the upmaking, and she said this whole podcast. She says, I didn't know. Yeah, okay.
I didn't know she was coming. I didn't know she was going
Did
to
you know
have.
the bacon was coming?
I knew she was coming. I knew Megan was coming because you asked me Friday to reach out to Megan over the weekend.
That was an
because Friday's show was so
show
amazing.
on Friday. Holy smoke. And Brenda gets better and better as she gets more comfortable in what she's doing. And she's putting it, but that show between you two, that was a powerhouse show.
And as I looked through my messenger, I had messaged Megan, I think the beginning of the month, and I was remiss, and it landed up in the bottom of my messenger list, and I never got back in touch with you, so my apologies. But yes, Brenda
gosh, no, it was the same on my end. I mean, it's life, right? There's so much going on, but I'm so grateful that we connected. And I just wanted to touch on one point here because a lot of people might associate happy with easy, as if happy people don't have problems or challenges, and that might be a goal or something to work toward. And I just think it's really important for people to realize that if that's what you're going for, I got news for you. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be challenges. So to live a happy life, it's just learning how to better respond and better handle those challenges.
Wow.
Isn't it better to be busy than not to be busy? Because they say when you're busy, it ain't work, it's fun. And you should have fun. Creative juices is the most fun thing you can do in life. Try it a little bit. Talking to people out there, try it. Try to be creative today. Do one creative thought, something out of the box. And I bet you're going to say, this ain't too bad. And then watch what happens. Because then 1 turns to 2, that turns to 4, turns to 8, and we just keep going and growing.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, I've got my my Finding Your Sizzle program. It's a 90-day program that I launched, and I'm gonna do something a little appetizer for that, because that's kind of like the full meal deal. That's the full-on buffet. And so if people just are curious about it, I'm gonna be doing a little 5-day challenge, and it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna help you get your sizzle on. And so that's what's next. So that's what I would like people to stay tuned for. There is more information about it in my free book, so I would love for people to check that out and download that.
And what is the 5-day challenge going to talk about a little bit?
Well, it's going to be a little deeper dive into those 5 steps to bacon. So the brainstorm, which is, figuring out what you want, why you want it, and what gets in the way. And the accountability is, if it's to be, it's up to me. And then the committed action piece, yeah, you said it earlier, dreams stay dreams until you start taking steps forward. So it's getting committed, having that belief in yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. And then overjoyed is working in that joy piece. And I like to say, you got to live your life like a dog with his head out the window, because that just gives such a visual of how to live your life. And then the noble acts, of course, is, paying it forward and making a difference in the world.
Do you like your life better now? Are you having fun?
Oh my gosh, I am having so much fun. Yes.
That's good stuff.
That's what it's all about.
But that's what it's all about. Instead of always walking around with your head down, so you got to keep it up.
How do people find your ebook? How do people find your website?
So lifebacon.com, that's the website. You just go to the website. You can find my social media links on there. You can find the download for the book on there. Lifebacon.com.
Fantastic.
Super easy. Lifebacon.com. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, although I don't get on there too much. But you know what? I got to say, you said something earlier.
You got to take
What do you got to say, baby? What do you got to say?
You said be all you can be. And I love that. And I know that some people don't even realize all that they can be. And so I would challenge people to do what you said earlier. Try something new today. Try something different, because you might shock yourself. And this has to do with getting out of your comfort zone and doing something you've never done before. You have no idea what you're capable of. I would never have told you a month ago that I'd be on this show doing this right now. And so I never knew all I was capable of. So you got to challenge yourself, stretch yourself.
Megan, you're the best. More to come. Thank you so much for joining us. And talk about a Monday motivation. Look at that smile.
Well, I got to tell you,
Right? I mean, seriously.
There is an old saying that if you take two fingers on your right hand and you touch somebody's elbow, the left hand, the left arm, if you take somebody and touch somebody's left elbow, just tap it. Watch what happens. It's in the Bible. And if you can find it, call me. But it's magic, because we all help one another in just a small touch. That's what it comes down to. And that's a true story.
Yep. Wow. Megan, thank you so
I love
much.
that.
More to come.
Lifebacon.com. Thank you guys so much.
Have a great afternoon. Stay safe.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Now that is a great Monday.
Nice Monday lineup.
It's a great Monday lineup. We got a lot of good people out there. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with you now going into week 3, is it? 3 or 4? 3 or 4, I don't know what it
there's
is.
more coming. There's so many more coming.
It's amazing that these people, and you run into, this is what tomorrow needs.
You know, and you look at one and who they're friends with, and they bring forward another and another. And this is just the incredible gift that we get to do with amazing hosts that we have, like Chanel, who has a show at 2:30. Brenda Warren of the Editor's Desk. This woman is truly spectacular, and her gift and her posts every day help keep you motivated. I mean, it's just one after another, and they keep coming forward and forward. And people from, she's in California, so now we've got another coast-to-coast connection, hopefully, and so many great things.
Well, the amazing thing is not only the message is how they deliver it, and they truly feel it.
That's the key.
You know, a lot of people, like I've seen people go in there, even priests, you know, I'm not putting religion down, but there are people who talk the talk but don't walk the talk. There are people who say they do this and they sort of do that. Do as I do, not as I say, whatever that saying is, which I can never get it right. But these people actually believe it. They sense it. They live it. It's true. It's true. Everything from Leslie, amazing. One after the other after the other. Look at the Dome Homes and all the greatness that they're doing right now. I hope they can handle all of the give back that's coming their way, because it's coming.
What a show at Kendra. Erica, we had Arlene Herson joining us, and she's a celebrity in her own right from New York Cable TV, and Daniela and Leslie Harrington, and now Megan, lifebacon.com. A lot coming up.
And I just wanted to tell you one thing. It wasn't a long weekend. It was a great weekend. And it isn't about growing older. It's about getting better. You know, wine gets expensive when it has age to it. So why not souls? Just saying.
So I was on my treadmill yesterday, my last thought of the day before we go, and I was taking a new program, and you got to keep people motivated when you're running for as long as you're running. And she said, in the words of Yoda, you either do or you don't. You don't try. So I
You
thought,
either do or you don't.
you either do it or you don't do it, but there is no trying.
It's either get or get got.
And you always say you just do. So you know what? No fear. We just do. We do our best that we can always possibly do.
That's right. Love
Have
it.
a great day, everyone. Thank you to our crew, Vinny, everyone who did such a great job. They're filming, they're doing. Teddy produced a show this morning. She did a podcast for Kendra Erica, and that's going to be airing Monday on Anchor. And today we've got Pamela Chanel David coming at 2:30 from The Reinvented Life. And then at 3 o'clock, she's got Keisha Graves. She's doing a new show for her
Yep, and Small Talk was on today.
with Val.
It was on, is it Ampit?
It was
Or
on
2020?
Ant Media Productions.
Ant Media Production, Amplify, check it out. Small Talk is a very interesting deal, and I'm hoping to announce by tomorrow that Valerie will be producing her first
I
show.
have a show for her to produce.
Well, I beat you to it.
Okay. Then Val, you might have two, because I spoke with the authors of This is Autism that we had on last week.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, Aiden is friendly with Rachel Barcelona. So
you're-
Rachel
you're
Barcelona
gonna
is
beat me.
part of
Yes,
this.
yes, yes.
And
Good
we're
stuff.
going to try to put a piece together for This is Autism and bring forward all of these young voices and minds about what it's like and what it's not like. Challenges you face. So more to come.
And tomorrow we're going to be changing segments. Everything's going to change tomorrow. Check out tomorrow's show. The boys were in there working hard now for 2 hours. Maybe a couple of surprises coming your way.
Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Freddie's going to say, get your sizzle on.
Get your sizzle on, baby, and don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can pick in every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just a ray of light.